Olympic rosters have been revealed, and I'm sure you found quite a few players from the KHL in them. Well, tonight one of them even scored a hat-trick. We'll get to it in a moment. My name is Andreas Sachenko, and this is your daily KHL update. Belorg Magnitogorsk meets Dynamo Riga tonight, and Magnitka strikes first in this one. Team Brand sets up Renato Bragimov for a shot. He goes for it, Denis Platonov tips it, and it's in the net. Platonov was his fourth, and it's 1-0 home team. A little later, Chris Lee shows some stick handling magic in the high slot, takes a shot, misses the net, but he gets his own rebound and scores his 12th of the season to make it 2-0 Madalord. But Riga manages to tie the game up before the first intermission. First, Mix Indrishu scores on a short-handed goal, his 11th of the season, as he beats Vasily Koshkin on a breakaway. And 4 minutes later, Kyle Wilson crushes the net, creates a rebound, and Vitaly Palov nets his 5th of the year. We tied again, 2-2 on the board after first. Magnitka comes out strong for the final 40 though. Viktor Antipin scores his 6th on the rebound from Intai just 39 seconds into the second frame to put Magnitka back in the lead, 3-2. Later in the period, Evgeny Biryukov passes to Denis Zaripov, he feeds Sergei Mazyakin in front, and that's a line I've said one too many times this season. Mazyakin scores his 24th, and it's 4-2 Magnitka after 40. Riga has two great chances to get one back early in the third, but they can't capitalize on either of them. Kyle Wilson hits the post on a breakaway, and Vasily Koshkin pulls off a great save on Vitaly Palov's shot a few minutes later to keep the score at 4-2. And with just 5 minutes left in regulation, Chris Lee sets up Denis Zaripov in the right circle for his 24th of the year. Nice shot, 5-2 Magnitka now. And a few minutes later, Mazyakin feeds Jan Kovrj on the far post for another beauty. Kovrj nets his 18th of the year as Mazyakin picks up his 57th point. Can you believe that neither of them are going to be in Sochi? Anyway, Magnitka edges Dynamo Riga on home ice, 6-2 final. Eastern Conference's top two teams collide in Kazan tonight as Boris meets Akbars, and Boris scores an early goal to open up the score. And further, Polishuk battled hard in the slot on the rebound, dished it over to Mikhail Rakhmanov, and he beat Emil Garipov for his 6th of the season, 1-0 Boris. Akbars ties it up fairly soon though. Team Stapleton grabs the rolling puck behind the net, turns, shoots, and beats Ari Akhanen for his 13th of the year. I don't think Akhanen expected a shot there. Either way, it's 1-1 now. Midway through the second now, Zach Hamill gets the puck behind the net, takes a shot from the slot, rebound, and Nick Anshapov slides one in. That's his 6th of the season, and he makes it 2-1 Boris. It stays like this up till the final seconds of the third. Akbars is looking for a goal, extra attackers out there, and they're on the power play. Alex Burmistrov is set for an open net shot, and he hits the post. How in the world he didn't score there? He's gonna have nightmares about that, I'm sure. Akbars loses on home ice to Boris. 2-1 is your final. Ate Angren and Lev Prague meet Vladimir Sakhatsky and Salavat Yulaev. First period, Alexander Pankov has the puck on the right wing, passes it to Nikita Filatov, and he's robbed by Ate Angren. Absolutely amazing glove save by Lev's netminder, and we're still scoreless. Later in the period, Lev is on the power play. Martin Shevs takes a hard shot on net and scores. Martin Shevs scores his 7th of the season, and it's 1-0 left after 20. Second period now, David Ulstrom is with the puck, takes a shot, Yuri Novotny tips it, and it's in the net. Novotny was whistled named for Team Czech Republic for the upcoming Olympics, and he just scored his 7th of the season. Salavat gets a goal back early in the third. Ante Bilstrom scores his 11th from the slot on the rebound to make it 2-1. And just 2 minutes later, Lev restores the 2-goal lead as Andrzej Nemec fires it home from the high slot for his 2nd. And that's why you're not supposed to give anybody that much room. 3-1 Lev now. Less than 4 minutes later, Irzhi Sekac makes it 4-1 as he shoots through the screen. Sakhatsky doesn't look sharp on this goal, and his night is done. Alexei Volkov replaces him and goal for Salavat. That doesn't help them much though. With just over 5 minutes left in the third, Irzhi Sekac set up Patrick Zacherson on the far post, and he makes it 5-1 Lev. Beautiful assist by Sekac, and that's how this one is gonna end. 5-1 Lev is your final. Let's head over to Nizhny Camps now, where Martin Skula and Slovan meet Neftekhimik. Neftekhimik looks strong in the first one, and they scored first too. Georgy Belausov sets up Andrei Taratuhin in the slot, and he sent it home for his 6th, 1-0 Neftekhimik. And 6 minutes later, Igor Pologalov takes a shot from the high slot and scores his 1st of the year to make it 2-0 Neftekhimik. Yaroslav Yanos replaces Miroslav Koproživa in Slovan's net after that. Slovan looks like a new team in the second. Petr Olvetsky sets up Juraj Mikush in the slot early in the period, and he slides it in for his 7th to make it 2-1. A few minutes later, Miroslav Satan evens things up on the board as he scores on a wraparound on a 2-on-1. That's a very unusual goal, but then again, Satan is not an average player. 2-2. And later in the period, Satan scores his second of the night and fourth of the season to put Slovan in the lead. That's Satan's second two-goal game of the season, 3-2 Slovan after 40. Neftekhimik ties it up midway through the final frame as Rinat Mamashev scores from hash marks. That's his third of the season, and we're gonna see overtime in this one. And Neftekhimik is gonna win it in the extra frame too. Igor Pologalov got on his Jets under 2 minutes deep in overtime and beat Yaroslav Yanas for his second of the night. Very interesting game, ends well for Neftekhimik, 4-3 overtime final. Metalurg Novokuznets meets SKA, and it turned out to be the upset of the season. Kuzny opened up the score midway through the first as Artem Gareev scored his fourth of the year on a 2-on-1. Certainly not the start SKA was looking for, 1-0 Metalurg. SKA tied it up midway through the second as Artemy Panarin used confusion in the slot to his advantage. That's his 16th of the season and 6 in the last 3 games. This guy is hot, 1-1. Last seconds of the period, Igor Martynov is left all alone in the left circle, gets the puck, one-timer, it's in the net. Martynov scores his 6th, and it's 2-1 Metalurg after 40. Early in the third, SKA ties the game up again. This time it's Maxim Chudinov with the blast. He nets his 7th, and we're tied at 2s. Just over 5 minutes later, Ilya Kovalchuk heads to the box for a deuce, and Kuznia retakes the lead. Curtis McLean got the puck in the slot on a rebound and sent it in for his 7th of the year. Kovalchuk had a chance to redeem himself later on, but Ilya Sorokin stopped him on a breakaway. No scoring after that either, and Kuznia surprises SKA with a win in regulation, 3-2 final. Ilya Proskuryakov and Red Army meet Michael Garnett and Tractor tonight, a classic matchup. Evgeny Kuznetsov is still sidelined with an injury. First period, Andrei Kostitsyn dumps the puck into the zone. Proskuryakov stops it behind the net. Jan Bullis steals it from him, centers it for Patrick Antiola, and anybody would score from there, really. 1-0 Tractor. 5 minutes later, Kostitsyn has the puck again, sets up Antiola in the slot, and he scores another one. That's his second of the night, and Tractor takes a 2-0 lead midway through the first. Third period now, and Red Army gets a goal back. Alexa Prikin scores his 10th of the season to make it 2-1. There's still lots of hockey to be played. Red Army pulls Proskuryakov, but that only leads to an empty netter by, you got it, Patrick Antiola. That's his third of the night, and he gets his first career KHL hat-trick to seal the deal for Tractor. Antiola was named for Olympic Team Finland a few days ago, and now this happened. He must be having the time of his life. 3-1 Tractor final. Denis Parshin and Juosi Hittinen scored 3 points each for Torpedo, and they beat Avangard 5-3. Maxim Potapov scores the game-winning goal midway through the third period in this one. Dmitry Moni picked up 2 points tonight for Sibiru as they edged Lokomotiv on home ice 3-1. Yuri Lecter with the game-winning goal. He's one of those guys who we're going to see in Sochi. Nikolai Zherdev scored for Severstal tonight, but that didn't help his team to get any points in Vladivostok as Admiral won 4-1 in the end. Justin Hodgman was the game winner. Alexander Yankov scored twice for Amur, but it was Atlanta who went home with the W. Yanin Iskal and Maxim Velkov with the goals, and Maxim Mayorov was the winner in the shootout. Vitis lost to Yugra at home tonight in the shootout, despite the fact that Radza Yazov and Dinar Khizulin picked up 2 points each. Nikita Gusev was the winner in the shootout. Konstantin Volkov scored twice for Dynamo tonight and picked up 3 points as the reigning champs took down Avtombilis tonight 3-2. And that's it for your daily KHL update. Just one game to look forward to this Wednesday. Spartak is going to meet Medveshek. You don't want to miss it. My name is Andreas Sachenko. See you guys tomorrow.